Hey guys, what's up? We finally have IP68 in the Redmi Note series, but at what cost? Today we are checking out the Redmi Note 13 Pro and the Pro Plus. These phones are similar but also different with certain aspects of things. We're going to find out in this video what the differences are and which one is a better value for money phone for you. So let's quickly get started. To start off with, the prices are different. The Redmi Note 13 Pro starts at 25,999. You can save up to 2,000 rupees with certain credit cards. And if you pick the Pro Plus variant, you are going to be shelling out 31,999. Again, you can get some discounts with credit cards, but the price difference is about 6,000 rupees. And for that, you do get a lot of differences. Let's talk about build quality and design. The Pro Plus is definitely the more premium phone. It has curved back as well as front Gorilla Glass Victus on both sides, and you have an aluminium frame which is extremely slim on the edges. It feels super premium in the hand. This phone is also 205 grams in terms of weight and has an IP68 rating, so dust and water resistant, which is excellent. Overall, this phone feels a lot more premium, and you can get this in a vegan leather option as well, which is in the fusion purple color. But this one with the glass pack also looks great. We have it in the white color over here. If we look at the Redmi Note 13 Pro, this one does have a plastic frame, but Gorilla Glass Victus on the front and glass on the back. Not sure if it's Gorilla Glass. The display is flat, so that is definitely a little bit of a difference in terms of the finish and fit. The weight is also 187 grams and IP54 splash resistance. So you're only getting basic water resistance, so splash, sweat, rain, those kind of things. You do have a headphone jack on this, which is definitely something that is worth mentioning. If you do like your analog audio, you have that option on this device. Both of these have a really interesting display with a 6.67 inch AMOLED display. It's 120 Hertz. You do have variable refresh rates in there, and you do have a peak brightness of 1800 nits, which is in the 1 percentile. So I'm guessing that typical brightness should be around 600 to 700 nits, but we'll be testing that if you guys are interested in a more detailed test of the display. So the fingerprint is in the display on the front. It's super snappy. It's really fast, but there's also a hidden feature in this. So you can quickly jump into settings if you get this device and search for heart, and then you have heart rate settings over here. And if I cover this icon, which is the fingerprint sensor, with my finger, it can measure my heart rate, which is super cool. It shows that my heart rate is now, okay, it's normalizing, it's going under 100. So it's showing it at about 94, 96. It's showing 94, 96. Let's confirm that in the Apple Watch as well. Let's see what the comparison is. Should be about 94, 96. Yeah. So heart rate monitoring is there. It works quite well. So both of these phones have this in the fingerprint sensor, which is a great added feature for somebody who's looking to monitor his heart rate. Both of these phones also have symmetrical bezels. The curved one looks better because the screen goes into the side, but the bezels are symmetrical, and you do get about 94% screen to body ratio. Actually, in the Pro Plus variant, you get slightly less, but they are pretty well covered on the front. You do also have a punch hole camera in the front of both of these phones, which is a 16 megapixel front facing camera, but we'll talk about the cameras in just a little bit. The displays also support Dolby Vision and Wildvine L1, so you can watch and stream content on these devices without any issues. Let's talk about the bigger differences on these devices, which is the processors. So if you pick up the standard Redmi Note 13 Pro, you get a Qualcomm Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 chipset, which is a 4 nanometer chipset. And if you pick up the Pro Plus variant, you're getting a MediaTek Dimensity 7200 Ultra, which is also a 4 nanometer chipset. So as far as the process is concerned, it's fairly new, and the chipsets are fairly well matched. In terms of our performance and benchmarks, you can see the scores on the screen. Of course, you do get a little bit advantage in terms of performance on the Pro Plus variant, but overall, in terms of their capability, they don't seem to be a lot far apart. You're definitely getting better graphics performance on the Dimensity 7200 Ultra, and that's why this phone is a little more expensive and a little more premium. It does offer up that additional advantage apart from the better looking design, I feel. But you're also getting difference in terms of its variants. In the non-plus variant, you can pick 8GB of RAM or 12GB of RAM, and you can choose between 128 or 256GB of storage. But if you pick the Plus variant, you can pick 8GB of RAM and 12GB of RAM, but you can pick between 256 gigabyte of storage or 512 gigabyte of storage. So you do have that additional storage option on the Plus variant as well. There's also a difference in terms of what kind of RAM and storage there is. So on the non-Plus variant, you're getting LPDDR4X as well as UFS 2.2. On the Pro Plus variant, you're getting LPDDR5 along with UFS 3.1. So not only do you get faster storage, you also get faster RAM. And then both these devices do have 8GB of virtual RAM that you can enable on all three variants of these phones. There's also a difference in terms of battery and charging. So the Redmi Note 13 Pro has a 5100 mAh battery, and you do get a 67-watt charger inside the box, whereas the Pro Plus variant has a 120-watt charger in the box. You do have a smaller battery with 5000 mAh, but this phone will charge to 100% in 19 minutes, which is what Xiaomi is claiming. And you should see that because their 120-watt hypercharger has been fairly popular in some of their previous devices, and this phone has that feature, and this is the Redmi lineup phone, so that is definitely something that is great. In terms of connectivity, both of these phones have 5G bands, 10 5G bands each, which is excellent. But then again, there is difference in terms of Wi-Fi connectivity and Bluetooth connectivity. One big downside is that the Redmi Note 13 Pro only has Wi-Fi 5, which is a little bit of letdown. They could have given Wi-Fi 6 easily. They haven't done that. And this also has Bluetooth 5.2. The Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus has Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.3. So if you want faster connectivity, if you have faster routers in your house, then Wi-Fi 6 is definitely something that you should be picking. So just for that, I feel that this becomes a better device. But you have so many other differences that make this phone a lot more value for money for the extra 6,000 rupees. So here's what completely similar on these devices. You have a main 200 megapixel camera, which is a Samsung ISOCELL HP3 sensor. And this has a f1.65 aperture. It's great for certain features that are built into the camera app. We'll get into those in just a second. But you do have an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera and a 2 megapixel macro camera, which you might as well just put a piece of tape on because it's completely pointless. And I don't even know why they continue to do this. They could have easily made the 8 megapixel camera the one with the macro capability, but they haven't done that. So with the macro, you really struggle with focusing as well. So if you see in some of the samples, we really tried hard to focus. And in the images that it does focus in, the 2 megapixel doesn't look great, even on social media. So it comes out very soft or hazy. So I'm not very happy with that. It does try to fix it up with some image processing, but not the best result. What we did find is that the ISP is also different. So you do see a little bit of a color difference in the images from both of these devices. And you do have a better color processing engine, it appears at first impressions, on the Pro Plus variant. Of course, you do have a lot of AI features that are built in. You do have things like erasing the object and sky replacement, which now, thanks to the improved AI of 2023, works much better. You can remove objects from scenes as long as you've captured the image in the 200 megapixel mode. You also have Xiaomi's Pro Cut feature, which automatically makes multiple images in portrait as well as landscape from a wide 200 megapixel shot. So that's great. All of these features work great. For video, you have 4K 30 FPS, which is okay. But for the price range this phone is in now, the 30 plus price range, I think they could have given 4K 60, and they should have given 4K 60 for the Pro Plus variant at least, but they haven't done that. On the front camera, which is a 16 megapixel camera, images are pretty well matched, and you do have a 1080p 60 on the front camera. The rear camera can also do slow-mo at 1080p 120 FPS, so not that slow, but still useful in certain conditions. So overall, these phones are also well matched, but also very different. If you want, and if you have the budget, and if you're interested in getting the Redmi Note 13 series, or if you're looking at the Pro, I would highly recommend, if you can shell out the extra money, go for the Pro Plus variant, because it does offer up a lot more for not that much more. You're getting a better processor, you're getting better graphics, you're getting better build quality, IP68, which I think for a durability standpoint definitely is something that you should have. Both of these phones have some interesting features, really good display, with a fingerprint sensor which has a heart rate sensor built in. Colors are great on these displays, so is the brightness, and overall resolution as well is good. You have 120 Hz of variable refresh rate. So overall, very interesting devices. We'll be testing them in depth. If you guys are interested, let us know in the comment section below. This one has one advantage, which is the headphone jack, and if you want that, then you can definitely pick the Redmi Note 13 Pro versus the Pro Plus. But let us know which one you think is better, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.